everybody. I'm probably looking in the wrong place. I think I'm supposed to look there. Can you
Okay,
tell?
we're gonna look there.
I'm gonna look there. It's me, Shonda, also known as the 420 Nurse.
Canna Nurse Kimmy here.
And we are having our first episode of Margaritas and Marijuana. Or is it Marijuana and Margaritas?
It can be whatever we want it
It's
to be.
both of them, because it's just both of them. We're having our margaritas, and we're going to be talking about what's going on in the state of Louisiana as far as cannabis, the release of flower with the medical program.
Finally.
I know, right?
Exciting, but there's
Exciting, but there's some
issues we need to work
so
out.
we're going to just be talking about that and waiting for our table side blocks. So let's get into it.
All right.
So, the way we came up with the show is the first time we met, we actually had Mexican food, which we both love. When I find somebody who loves Mexican food, I mean, like, that's my people. It's my favorite thing to eat.
And then marijuana to top it off.
Oh my God.
Makes us smile.
Yes. So perfect combination. And we're like, you know what? Next time we get together, because we committed to getting together
Once a month. Y'all will see our lovely faces, trust and believe.
To have margaritas as well as just talk about what's going on. Just talk about anything dealing with marijuana, really. Yeah.
All right. So, January 1st, we were blessed with some medical marijuana.
Right. But
It's now the 13th.
And they're around here selling shake to people. They got no flour. Yeah.
I'm sorry, how much was it again?
I'm like $13. I mean, first of all, the prices are crazy. Let me say New Orleans is like $80 for $80, like 80 for $8. The cheapest place is Shreveport. I want to say $50 for an eighth. And like I looked on different websites in different states, and like $50 kind of is the norm, but of course, I guess, depends on the quality as well. Yo, we getting table side guac made by
Wait.
So the prices are crazy. What do you think about the prices? Have you seen the price list yet?
I saw a couple floating around online.
Right.
They had for an eighth of Mandarin Skittles like $60.
Right. And my thing is this, like, what's up with quality?
So there was a post online stating that some of these pharmacies didn't have their certificate of analysis on their product.
There's an article out. They don't have certificate of analysis on anything they're pushing out right now. And that's because the Department of Ag is supposedly backed up.
But they was pushing with us flour. But
It
they
should've
didn't have
been.
their ducks in a row.
Right.
I need to know what is in my medicine
Exactly.
and what cannabinoids are going to help me, because if not, I don't want it. Especially if you're going to be charging me $80.
$80 for something they don't even know. I mean, for all of that, I think that's why people still are going to go to the black market.
Of course.
Because your plug might seem more trustworthy than paying $80 for something you don't know what it is. So, January 1st was the day, fell on the weekend. So they didn't officially start selling until the 3rd, that Monday. Like I said, it is now January 13th.
10 days in.
10 days in, and they selling shake. So if you're selling shake, what does that mean? There is no more bud.
No trichomes. You have nothing.
There is no more bud. So you're in a veterans medical marijuana group.
I sure am.
I love Tony Post. He is just so
Bless his
passionate, right? So Tony had made a post about, he always posts this, about, the need for it to be compassionate programs, the need for people to be able to grow in their own space, just like other places. I totally agree with him because, like, let's just say if 10% of the patients right now do decide to grow. We know that's not, because it's a big number. A lot of people don't like to garden and grow.
And it's not as easy as you think, just dropping a seed.
And just letting it grow, right?
No.
It's like real work. Like
you gotta know what you're doing.
You gotta know what you're doing.
You gotta be a pro at it, but...
So I don't think a lot of people are gonna even go that route. So if they do give people the ability to grow at home, I don't think it's gonna affect their commercial market at all.
I don't think so.
You know, the question is, like, why? But you know they're having a special session next month.
It's like around the 22nd or something.
Something like that.
I think I read something about that.
And so that's to talk about, you know,
A lot more licenses, I think, licensures.
Growers and pharmacists. But I hope that they talk about personal grows as well.
Yes.
And a caregiver program.
I think those all need to be in place first, though, before they kind of let us loose.
Yeah.
Because if you're taking care of your grandmother, but your I need you to be a little legal.
Right, right. So I mean, yeah, now that's why I say I support legalization, but I also support regulation because things must be regulated.
Oh, yes.
You know, we have to make sure like it's not falling in the wrong hands or kids who shouldn't have it, having it. Although that's another topic for another day. You know, even when my son was in high school, he's like, Mom, I'm telling you, if I had to say percentage, at least 80% of kids smoke weed.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean... But
especially nowadays.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
Everyone on social media, the access
is so easy.
Yeah.
Because...
You could be your neighbor.
Yeah. Yeah. You could be growing it. I mean, it's kids.
I wouldn't put it past them. Get on TikTok, YouTube.
Right.
Find you a clip. But yes, that's definitely a topic for another day.
So, I'm a patient. The only reason, I'm not going to say the only reason, because, you know, I know how to take care of myself.
Nurses are the worst.
But I am, you know, officially a patient now. And because they, you know, flowers available.
How was that experience
That
getting
pushed.
your card?
So that part is easy. You know, the doctors are really cool. As soon as you're ready for an appointment, you book it on the website. If they're available, then you can talk. I thought it was going to be through Zoom, but it's actually a telephone call. So, I mean, it was pretty easy. I think that's a good route if, like, you're familiar with cannabis, you know you just want to get your card and you know you need a recommendation. I think if you're a person who, like, I think I want to try it, but like I don't really know nothing about it. They should go to like a doctor who they have more access to. You know, because I can't say that the same doctor I talked to, if I call back there today, I'm gonna talk to her. You know. So I mean that part wasn't that bad. I think that I'm not gonna say the dispensary part was bad. I think that the program is flawed though.
Of course.
I don't know how to say it without making things sound bad.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's kinks that need to be worked out.
But the program definitely has flaws, and I'm telling you, what the biggest flaw I think it is because nurses are not involved. And I'm gonna say that from the dispensary side of it.
Oh, definitely. You have bud tenders.
Well, they're pharmacy techs.
That have no training.
They have no training in cannabis, and that's my thing. You have pharmacists. Ooh, y'all, we got alcohol. Ooh, girl.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Zara. But they're pharmacy techs. You have pharmacists who, you know, they're not like trained in cannabis or anything like that. I read a post that they even weigh people's stuff from. So it sounds like you need to go there with a scale so you make sure you get what you're supposed to get.
You're not gonna fill my blood pressure medication wrong. You're not gonna give me too much, you know, Adderall.
So good.
But you're gonna short me 0.5.
Right. I'm not shortening myself, so I'm like, when I go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back. I'm gonna tell you why I will go back though. I'm gonna have to bring my own scale. I'm sure they're not guac. Freshly made. Oh my god, it's so good. This is why I will go back. When they get those new strains, I can try them.
When?
When is the question?
They got 3.
They got 4 now, but they don't have any more. It was like Kim Dog OG. It was like it was gone in a day.
I'm gonna need like to start off at least 2 or 3 each. 3 indicas, 3 sativas,
Right.
3 hybrids. You need to have at least 3
I need all
each.
of them, so I know what I like. So my experience. I was supposed to go. I had to be there for 11. They called me at like 9:30. Said we ran out of flour yesterday afternoon. So come at 12.
You ran out of flour.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, it's not supposed
You're a
to
pharmacy.
happen.
You're not the,
Okay. So they say all we have is shake. Now we know what shake is. We know what shake is used for. Well, not everybody. Let me take that back. Everybody might not know. Tell me what shake is, Kim.
Okay, so after you have so nicely pruned and trimmed your cannabis plant, you're left with these little small sugar leaves that are good for teas, or if you're trying to do some infused herbs and lotions and stuff like that. Okay, you can use it in that, but it's not gonna get you. It's not gonna get you elevated.
Oh,
There's practically no THC in it, no terpenes. It's just again the shakes. So
that's what they sell them.
that's not gonna help anybody who's in extreme pain
Not at all.
or who's nauseated or suffering from anxiety. It'll barely touch it.
So that's what the shake was, y'all. And I am in this to have experience as a patient. I have to do another side to look at glass. Right?
Exactly.
So I'm going at this like I'm a patient. I'm not saying I'm a nurse or anything like that. I'm like shaking. I'm like, well, okay. And I'm just thinking to myself, Shonda, you ain't about to go buy shit.
I mean, we need to try the product.
Right. So I was like, okay, go at 12. It wasn't there.
Stop.
The waiting room was packed.
What?
Yes. And so by the time I left, it probably was like 5 minutes to 1. It's like if you leave out, they kick you out the queue. So you have to go back and get another. I didn't leave out, but that's happened to 2 people while I was there.
Mm-hmm.
They got kicked out the queue and they had to get back in line.
Mm.
So I just was listening like a fly on the wall to everything being said. And she says to one of the patients, "We only have 2 pounds of shake coming in."
What?
2 pounds?
And that's supposed to last you how long?
2 pounds? It's about to be going in an hour. How many people in here? They also have a limit.
I was gonna say, I was reading it was 2 ounces every
No
two,
love.
no.
Oh, that's what it's supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a demand, they only give you 7 grams of each every 2 weeks. As of right now.
Of each strain.
Right, you get up to 7 of each one.
That's 28. Let's just say they have 4 strains. That's 28.
And, okay, I'm glad you said that. You said you only have 4 strains, but this particular dispensary only had 2. Yeah, so
for your pain management, some people may need to smoke up to a gram and a half a day.
right.
If you're in a lot of pain, maybe 2 to 3 times a day. That's gonna last me 3 days.
Right. And that's what I hate about the pricing. It's like, how can you charge $80 for the eighth? Like, how often you want people to give $80 a week to ground on a fixed income as it is? You know?
The black market will never go out of business.
Not in your plug giving you 7 grams for $50.
What?
I'm going nowhere. No Louisiana, so. What would you like to see when it comes to changing the laws? Or, not changing them, but I guess like some type of reform. What would you like to see more from what we know so far? What's going on?
So definitely more regulatory laws. I think once those are in place, can be a lot more freedoms per se. They can regulate, who can get it, when they can get it, how they can get it, or like you said, definitely need a caretaker program.
I know, they really do.
Especially with the amount of older patients using it, those who are veterans,
Right.
who may need that additional support from a nurse, cannabis nurse, that that definitely needs to be in the works.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I think once they see those things in place, it might be easier to, legislate for being able to grow your own medicine.
Right.
So I think regulatory affairs need to be
They do. They really, really do. But they need to take a page out of a book of somebody who's already successful with it. Like, I don't know what Louisiana is trying to do.
I don't know what they're following. I don't know.
I don't think they're
where
following nothing. It's like freestyling right now.
It's not working.
So, back to me saying that the dispensary needs a nurse. This is why. Like, let's say if you have a question. Like a real, like, I take this on my blood pressure. Let's go there. And then I'll just use this. So you think I should get the tincture? Or, like, what do you think I should do? Like, this is like the patient, and it's like,
And we're looking at them like,
let me go ask somebody. He told me that on the phone. And I was like, asking questions. He was like, let me go ask somebody.
we're looking at very beta blocker.
But who are you going to ask? So I was sitting next to this lady who was waiting. And she was like, I take the tincture right now. She said, but I want to try the flower because the tincture causes, like she said, it always upsets my stomach. And I was like, is it the flavor? Like, is it too overpowering? Because you know something have a strong, like, taste. It's like you.
It depends on how that tincture is made.
Right.
If it's got enough terpenes in it.
So I don't know why, because I think it's like 600 milligrams. But what bothered me is she said, when I take it, I ought to take a Zofran because it upsets my stomach. Well, cannabis should alleviate your upset stomach. So you shouldn't still be having to take a prescription pill.
After you consume cannabis.
Right. So
it could be her dosing is off.
It could be that. It could be maybe she needs to eat something. I know it could metabolize differently if you have an empty stomach as opposed to a full stomach.
Right.
But if it's bothering her like that, maybe she needs to, But I was like, do I say these things? I don't know if I should. You know what I mean? Like, but if they had a nurse there, she could have voiced those concerns to that nurse who was on their clock, because I was on their clock.
You sure won't.
And, and then they probably could have helped her figure that out, what she could do. Some different little conversations I heard in the dispensary, and I'm like, you need a nurse in here.
I believe it. Because if you're going to ask Joe Schmo, the bud tender, so I'm currently taking some Percocet from back pain.
Right.
But I need something that's fast acting, going to knock me out right now. It's going to last me 4 or 5 hours. Wait, do I get an edible? How many milligrams of this do I need? Can I do a CBD and a THC 1-to-1? Like, what?
Right.
I don't think they can answer that.
From what I've seen, no. No. There's no one to answer those questions. Something else I didn't like was after you have your consult done, they send information to the pharmacist. The pharmacist calls you really, really quickly. We can buy a phone and make some money, but anyway, he calls and he's like, I see you have this, and this going on. So we'll go ahead and just start you on this, and that. I like to research my stuff before, you know what I mean? Especially when you tell me that price. I like to research my stuff. And I felt like they don't really give you the opportunity between the doctor's consult, you talk to the pharmacist, you want to pick up your script to ask those questions. Unless you're sitting with a notebook and you're saying what it is again, and then you're getting on Google. And
Right in the middle of your
you know what I'm
trying
saying?
to figure out.
I don't like that side of it because, again, like when you think of a nurse, you think of an educator. I think that a nurse should be that right there, that middle person right there, to explain what it is, what these different reactions, all of that. What these different things do, the effects. Maybe like you were saying, you want to stack it. Maybe you want to try, different things. I don't think that you can ask that pharmacist that. You
with nursing, you can generate a care plan for somebody that quick.
Exactly.
In 2 hours, go back in, 2 drops of lingo, boom, 4 hours. Quarter of this,
So it's
gummy.
interesting being a patient because I see why nurses need it. But if you have a nursing board who don't even want to acknowledge what's going on, then what?
That's why we gotta advocate more
Yeah.
and really jump into legislation. I was never one to be in the
Politics.
politics of anything I wanted to
Me
do.
either.
But this has truly been an eye opener. So it's like even if I do just a little bit, because
Right.
I'm so supportive of this plant, this medicine, you know, whatever I can do, if it's me writing more letters, if it's me just going to sit in on a session, showing my support. Because at the end of the day, you want this plant to help everyone,
Right.
not just make money for the pharmacies,
Right.
but you know, you want people to heal from it.
And you know, the money part of it, maybe that's why it's such a disconnect going on right now. Because, I mean, flowers available now. They probably starting to make money right now. But,
They ain't got enough product.
Right now, I think I'll all good over here. I'm just checking. Yeah. Okay.
but they focus more on making their money back right now. And that's probably why they're dropping the ball with patient care. You know?
Had y'all known, which y'all had ample time to supply and stock. I don't know where they get their supplier it's per se,
Who's
but
y'all plug?
right. They had enough time to get their ducks in a row, at least for the first month. I can get out of flour and that's
And it's not
only
even half of the
2
month.
weeks.
Right.
Like, you walk.
And that's what I don't understand. Like, what are they basing their numbers off of? That y'all ran out of flour. Like, y'all knew what was gonna happen. Y'all knew what was gonna happen. But I don't know if Canada Nurse can. I don't know what to say about this state. You know, I had a business dealing with the state for 10 years, and they didn't have their shit together on that side of things. So I know with this,
It's a shit show right now.
I'm sure. Because another thing I'm trying to figure out is how can dispensaries deliver without a transportation license?
And it's cannabis. You can't, it's illegal.
So I'm
It's
just
still a
wondering.
Schedule 1.
Right.
You can't take it over state lines.
So how they like you know dispensaries deliver? How?
How are you getting your flour?
So like I'm not a politics type person, you know, like and all of that. Ivory, you know, that's her lane. But I think I'm gonna start paying attention more
I definitely agree to that.
because if we see the issues and if we're not voicing the issues,
Nothing's gonna change.
nothing will change. So we see it, so we have to be the voice at this
Right.
point.
And
know?
now you being on the patient side,
It's very interesting.
you're like, oh, so this is how y'all do this?
Right. Because I'm on the patient side, but I have an understanding. Think about the patients who don't.
Right.
You know? Because, I mean, that when I first talked to the pharmacist, it left me kind of like, when I hung up the phone, I'm like, wait. You told me to get this, but
That's it.
yeah.
You didn't tell me what was in it.
Like,
You didn't
you
tell me
know-
if it was a hybrid or sativa, if it's gonna help me with my migraines, if it's gonna.
I mean, he
You
had to
know.
put me on hold, and he had to say, well, let me go ask somebody. That bothers me. Because you're supposed to be like the main
The
one
guru,
in there,
right?
you know?
Right. You'll connect no more pharmacist. I can tell you the strand. Okay, good. I can go Google the strand.
Can we have to touch on, you know, it's been months, I don't care, because I'm going to talk about it for the rest of my life. The conference.
Yo. I found my tribe. Hence, I'm wearing my tribe shirt. I found my cannabis tribe in November at the second annual Black
Canacon.
Canacon.
Black Canacon, Black Cannabis Con. Yeah.
I got to hear some amazing speakers. I got to finally meet my nurses, my cannabis nurses of color, like in the flesh.
Right. Like there are others like me.
Like
my God. I'm not alone.
But when I say amazing experience, I floated for the rest of the year.
Just be real here, Kim. Let's say what we want to say. We went Wanda motherfucking Jane.
Yo!
We met
Simply
Wanda.
Pure.
Yes.
I need y'all to go. If y'all in Colorado, check her out. I think we should make that like a field trip for
I know.
Cannon Nurse to cook.
I know. Because we go see her, we go camp and all that.
They got a lot of stuff to
They
do.
got a lot of stuff to do in legal states. They're so lucky.
Yeah, Louisiana, we need to catch up.
We do.
It's like we're ass backwards right now.
We ass backwards with everything.
Like we're legal, hey, but we not.
Okay. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot I wanted to tell you this. Because you know I went to Philly. I was gonna blog this, but I'm gonna just go ahead and talk about it because this is really fucked up.
Oh wait.
So Philly is a bridge away from New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
New Jersey is adult use legal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Philly is not.
Of course not.
And of course, because I'm a good girl, I don't bring anything on the plane. I have to wait till I get there. But anyway, so I'm like, you know what? We're going to go to Jersey and get our bud because they adult use legal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Girl caught an Uber over there, which was pricey. I'm like, you know what? About to get girl was on the website, laying in the bed the night before. I'm gonna get this,
Planning
this,
it out.
and
We're
this.
gonna go here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get these. All right, I know what I'm gonna get when I walk in. We get there, and if I could figure it out or put a picture of the place, I took a picture by the place. It's called Cannabis Medical Dispensary. So I'm like, okay. I said, well, what adult use legal out here? I called them. Oh, we don't have any adult use dispensaries in New Jersey.
What?
So why are y'all legal? If y'all don't have nowhere to go get it. So what's the point of legalization if
There's no product.
right? What's the point?
And you can't, again, take it across state lines because it's in Schedule 1.
Not that I was gonna do that, y'all. When I was in Pennsylvania, I was gonna stay in, or I was gonna consume New Jersey.
Or across the state
And
line.
I don't know how I was gonna
But yeah, that's
tie it to a pigeon.
it's
Yeah,
not
pigeon.
gonna work.
So it's like a wasted Uber trip. Well, not really wasted because they had like a mall close by, and we walked to the mall, and you know, just to kind of kill time because we went over there for nothing. But yeah, so we say Louisiana is jacked up, but a lot of places probably are. Because I don't understand why you would legalize adult use.
If you don't have it.
Right,
And you can't get it.
right,
Now, New Jersey is very small.
right,
And then you have New York
right.
right there.
And so in New York, I've seen like, you know, pictures and stuff since it's like legalized there, girl, they be all on the street with like a food truck.
Stop, you're giving me ideas, Shonda.
It's a good idea, huh? Walk up to the food truck, oh, let me get a burrito and a
Thank you. That's me $40. That just really sparked something. I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind.
What? About the Jersey?
No, about the food
Oh,
truck.
about the food truck.
A food truck on cannabis, girl.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be legal. A taco truck on cannabis?
I know.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm excited to see what this year brings with this program. I got some ideas that I want to talk to you about. Tell me off camera because you know we got to move with silence with this one.
Yes.
But I have some ideas that I really think we could bring to the podcast as well. You know, once we have them, like, you know, talking about the aftermath. I know we still have something planned. We still have to go and do that.
Definitely.
So this is going to be a very busy year for Margaritas and Marijuana.
I think so too. I'm
You know.
excited.
I'm excited too. We're gonna get some shirts too for those who want to support us. Okay, we're looking for sponsors. Look, I shouldn't say promote. That's what I gotta do. So I don't got nobody to do it for me. Look for sponsors. If you
What
have
you
like
got for us?
margaritas, the mix, if you want to send it to us and promo your stuff.
I'm looking for someone to send me one of these. I mix guacamole. Okay?
You got one of these. We can
I need one of these.
promo you on our podcast.
Yes.
It's like it's about to be great.
Excited about what the year is going to bring us. I can't even wait for the conference to come back in November.
I know.
I'm ready to see any and everybody.
So you know, it was like so intimate that we were able to like be up close to like these people, like Rhonda James or Dr. Shonda, and so you know, of course, as time goes by, things tend to grow. You think it'll ever be an intimate again?
I think for cannabis nurses of color, yes.
For us, it's gonna always be
It's going to
exclusive of
always
us.
be
Right.
intimate for us.
Right.
And the bigger that we continue to get, and they get us out there, I see big things for us coming down the pipe.
Right. Right.
Just because we were so well accepted and so everybody embraced this.
Everybody.
They're like, you're a cannabis nurse?
Everybody. And like Wanda James was like,
You a what?
she said we were the best part of the conference. So guess what? Y'all
You
know-
didn't tell me but once.
If you don't know who Wanda James is, go look up Wanda James. Okay.
She
And
ran
then,
for office.
I know.
I said, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. We in that circle. We in that
Power
circle.
and politics.
I loved her. I loved it. I loved everything about her. You know, she's a dynamic woman.
She is. And her husband is amazing too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to try some of that food.
Girl, I know, right? The cannabis shit. Oh my God.
As a husband, what? How do I eat for dinner? I get some infused salmon, please.
That's why
Thank
she
you.
thought she was feeling good.
Just happy.
That's how I want to be. I want to be a
I'm happy like
millionaire
her.
and happy. Smoking my weed whenever I want.
But this taco truck though, Shonda, I'm really mad. I'm gonna behave this time.
I said each one of these street tacos. I haven't had tacos in so long.
You never had it since they moved down here, right?
Once. Just once.
Girl.
The best Mexican food. I'm gonna say try Parish, you know. It's Coco's. Here in Racine. Y'all gotta come down here. I mean, y'all seen how guac was made fresh.
I need to like some fresh guacamole.
So, me and my son, when they were in Thibodeau, his daddy be at work, since that's cool. Let's go get some Coco's.
Wow, let's go, let's go.
We gonna get some Coco's.
I already know what I want.
What you getting?
Probably some street tacos and a Baja shrimp taco.
Ooh. I was trying to leave, but I think I'm gonna.
Yo me voy a quedar con la duda. Tú eres la pequeña de Shonda.
Yep.
Esa es la primera reunión con mis hijos. Oh, ok. Ya cambiaste
I've been
mucho,
waiting
pero
for
sí se
You tried to buy a fish?
Sí, desde que se movieron para acá.
Okay, I think I know what I want then.
No, allá en
Now we
la
gotta get her attention.
Homa,
She ready to go.
en la high school. Yeah.
That's my daughter's best friend.
Aww. The owner.
¿Y tu papi trabajando? Oh, sí.
She
¿Y
married
tu mami? También.
President.
Ella está aquí. Era cocinera.
Small world.
It's small world.
Small world.
Mm-hmm.
Like super small.
Too small.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah.
We got the good stuff out the way.
I want to get the split decision.
Okay.
And I want to get a fish taco and Baja shrimp. And then I also want to get an asada, fajita chicken, and pineapple pork street style tacos.
Okay, and what kind of tortilla did you want on the tacos?
You can do corn.
And did you want the Baja fish and the Baja shrimp grilled or fried?
What you recommend, Kim?
I usually get grilled.
Really? Okay.
Grilled is better. I like it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I get one Baja shrimp taco? One
Baja shrimp?
One carne asada with everything. Corn.
Both on corn?
And can I get a fajita chicken? And hard shell chicken with just lettuce, tomato, cheese.
That's the only one you want with lettuce, tomato, and cheese, right? And do you want your Baja shrimp grilled? You want it grilled, right?
Please.
Anything else?
And can I
Me too.
It comes with it.
Yeah, it
Oh,
comes,
comes
with
with
this
it?
with
Okay.
I'll take your leave.
Thank you.
Can I get y'all anything else in the meantime? Or you're good?
Chips,
Chips?
please.
And I'll get another margarita.
Another one? Same?
Mhm.
Okay.
But yes, oh my gosh, the taco truck. Hey.
I'm laughing. You know what I mean? It's all jokes.
There's always jokes with us.
So, you say the taco truck, look, you watch BMF, right?
That's what I was thinking. So I'm like,
Kimmy, look. What kind of hot dog you want? A Kim dog or G hot dog? Okay. Okay.
Nice.
You got you.
Mm-hmm. That's so funny.
So what's some of your
That's so real.
Yes. What are some of your goals for this year as a cannabis nurse?
Definitely want to get my consulting up and running. Can Oasis. There's so much education that still needs to be done
Right.
for our community, not just our community, but for just anyone who's
In
consuming,
general,
who's
right.
consuming cannabis, period.
Right.
Just the basics to start with. You know, there are laws for specific states. People need to know about decriminalization.
Right.
Also learning about how to be an advocate for it.
Right.
You ain't got to be up there standing in front of the Senate, you know, giving your whole life story around it, but if you're going to consume it,
You need to
support
advocate
it.
for it, right?
Yeah.
Don't just support the fact that you can smoke, like, stand behind it for everybody.
yeah, like, oh, I feel okay, great, yeah, rah, rah. No.
For
I
everyone.
need 18 strands in my pharmacy, not 8. Advocate for
And don't
more
sell
than
no
just...
damn shit anymore. What is that all about?
Oh, no shake.
You know, I think pre-rolls are made of shake, right? The ones you buy, like, in legal states.
I wouldn't say, some of it.
Probably popcorn / shake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you definitely want the quality of your bud to work for your ailments. You don't want no nasty stuff. Like,
Right.
alright, so I done wasted money on this shake.
To buy a
Wasted
bag
money
of
on how-
sugar leaves.
And then I had to give me some roller papers and spend some money on that. And
You want a bag of leaves.
right.
Might as well buy some oregano.
That probably would have tasted better.
So that was disappointing. It was. Like,
And that was just one pharmacy. So who knows how. No, we have like 8.
which is terrible.
Maybe 10, maybe.
We have 9, and they've been holding on to the last license for like 2 or 3 years now.
I don't know what they're holding on for.
I don't either.
Come on, let's go apply for it.
They don't want to give it to nobody unless they're trying to, I don't know. They might be trying to hold it out for themselves to be a state-run one. And we don't need that because, look, I don't even want to get on the subject of the jab. But, you know, in Canada, if you're not jabbed, you can't buy from state-run liquor stores or dispensaries. No weed, no alcohol.
If you ain't got the jab, then Canada?
Quebec, that's how you say it?
Quebec. Ooh, they wrong for that.
They are so wrong for that. So I'm like, well, they not be one there.
I would go outside to go to camp. They got some stuff.
My thing is this: it's like if you get it, you get it. That's your business. If you don't, you know, that's your business. But why are you threatening people? That's what I don't like about it.
Right. And it's always a choice.
Right.
I came out of one for that. And I got one set of parents. And that's it.
And it's like if you start taking away people's choices,
That's not right.
then what? You know? I don't know.
I like my freedoms. But when you start telling me that I gotta have a jab to work here,
Well, I mean, that's kicking them in the ass right now. Because now they're bringing in military healthcare workers. And the question is, because I know you be on TikTok too. So you mean to tell me you fired the unvaccinated nurses because they wasn't. But yet, oh, thank you. Maybe I should have poured those on top, huh?
yeah, you want
I don't matter. Thank you.
to know about the market on Shonda.
But it's okay to let positive nurses work? What I don't understand.
But wait. So let's rewind 1 year.
Okay.
In the midst of the pandemic, everybody's, panicking. They got vaccines out. They're really, really pushing everybody to get the vaccine and telling people, if you get the vaccine, you won't get COVID. Misinformation right there. There is no vaccine that is 100% that will guarantee you full immunity from anything.
I'm about to send you this video of Rizla Islam. He made a video about that. Thank you so much,
You're
Ira.
welcome.
But he took their recordings in the beginning. If you get vaccinated, you won't,
You won't need this, you won't need a mask and this. New Orleans, we getting ready for Mardi Gras.
And I'm wondering how that's gonna work because she enforced the indoor mask mandate again. So you will have cops at every corner checking vaccine cards.
On Canal Street during Mardi Gras. I'm sorry, I need to scan your
Let me see your vaccine card.
Right.
Or you're not gonna see this float.
Louisiana Department of Health card. Sir, get the next done.
But look, let's make sure we put this disclaimer in because like, yeah, they're nurses and no, we're not. We're just saying we have a right to talk about these things.
Don't get me wrong, if you got the jab, the vaccine for you because you felt that was going to help you, by all means, I'm supportive of your decision for making an informed decision for yourself.
Right.
If you don't know, go do your research. It's out there. You just got to look for it. You can Google everything else. When the Jordans come out, you can Google this and that. When Grand Theft Auto come out, go Google what's in that vaccine.
Right.
It'll come right up for you.
Right.
And you can't say nobody didn't tell you.
I just don't like the thought of forcing humans to do something. This is not slavery. You know, like this, we have rights
Yeah.
and free will. And that's what I don't like
You can't
about
take
it.
my free will away. You will not.
Sure won't.
Fight you to the death.
I know I will. Oh no. You know, back to the weed talk. That'd be going back and forth. Sometimes I feel like I'm walking in a dream, you know?
Who would have thought at this stage in your life you would be where you are
Right.
with cannabis?
I'm even able to go in a place legally and buy it.
Mama made it.
Mama, I'm a real MVP girl.
I made it.
I told my mama, I said, girl, I'm legal now. And she's like, whatever. She thinks something like that was gonna stop you anyway.
It wasn't, but I just wanted to make sure, I got my ducks in a row.
Right. And my thing is this. In one group I did bring that up. I'm like, well, let's say you're a patient, you stop by the police. You don't get a big card, so how do you, you know what I mean? Like, well, carry your prescription pack with you. Because they put the label on everything, the bags, it's like everything. And it's like, okay, well, what if you get a cop who, like, fuck that script. You about to get these scripts. Then what? Well, somebody said, well, you shouldn't do that because, and I'm like, okay. I'm thinking in my head, I don't want to say this, okay, what are black people supposed to do? I'm just being real here.
Girl, hit that record button. You get pulled over, put it right on your dashboard. I'm so serious.
Because this is how I feel. You know why it's illegal and all of that anyway. Despite what is in place, I think they're still gonna harass people.
Oh yeah, they are. They're gonna blow it out of proportion and try to find something else they're gonna charge you for. Or tell you, oh, you gotta get out, you gotta get cuffs, you under arrest, you're detained. Detained for what?
They cuffed my cousin's 20-year-old son because he didn't have a seatbelt on in a parking lot. And then they smelled weed in the car.
Wait, in a parked car?
In a parked
Is that-
car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm parked. I'm not even, my keys aren't even in the ignition.
And so when I hear those stories, I'm like, again, it's a black person. What am I supposed to do? Like, I'm just being real because they don't care. So I don't know, Kim. It's a lot of work to be done in the state. I'm legal. I'm gonna carry it. I mean, I ain't gonna walk around blowing smoke in nobody's face, but.
And what, for those who don't know, what does carrying a card do for you? What privileges do you got? Can you still smoke on your property or just you can't? suggestion, kind of what's the breakdown?
I feel like all of that's like still gray lines because, like, let's just be real. Yeah, I'm a patient. Yeah, I'm a smoke in my house. I'm a smoke on my property. It's mine. But is it like legal? You know, can my neighbor call and they'd be like, well, I don't care you're a patient. You know, you still shouldn't be smoking openly. You know what I mean? Or anything like that. Like, I think there's a lot, like you said, with education, and they need to make things more clear. Because I think that some people probably still want to get on the program, but they probably scared.
Like, I got a car now, yay, but am I still going to get in trouble for having, you know?
I'll let you know when. I'm about to say when I go to New Orleans, so I'm sure going to go walk by that water, looking at them boats, puffing my weed to see what happens.
Got a cord. Hold on. Here's my prescriptive bag.
Here's my bag.
You want to make sure you see the first. It's on there.
And then, okay, so the bag has the monthly dates. What if you have a January bag and it's March? Then what happens? You know? But New Orleans, the other day, they said that they will no longer arrest for
I think I read that.
simple possession. What's simple possession? Because they didn't say how many grams.
That's when they go making up shit.
I mean, it's simple possession 5 grams, a joint, you know?
Clarify that?
Clarified.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
So that's the side I worry about of it. You know, that's why I said I don't like politics, but we really need to be involved. You know.
Nurses are already advocates for their patients. So this lane of advocacy shouldn't be hard. You know, so we gotta just kind of tap into more.
Right.
At least for me, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be an advocate for my patients. Use this. I should be an advocate for the plant.
For the plant, right.
This plant has not killed anybody.
Maybe it's not letting.
The worst it did was induce sleep.
And if you don't know what you're doing, it may just stomach hurt.
Yeah.
Yes.
You may be one of those rare people who can't smoke and have hyperemesis. I pray to God. No. Just say it just happens. Like, you know, it's not like a first time user.
Yeah.
Some people have been using for years and it just happens. I would cry.
I would too.
I think I was looking so depressed. I would. I'll find some way to consume Kim. I don't know.
Edibles, tinctures. But yeah, definitely lots of options out there.
What's your favorite way to consume?
Favorite way? I actually like edibles just because they have a longer lasting effect.
Yeah.
So you get your euphoric feeling like, oh, this is great. I'm relaxed, I'm calm, and kind of cool. And you're like, all right, I can function now, so let me go do some work.
Right.
Creative state, you're just boom, boom, boom. Mind's all over the place, but you're getting stuff done. Flour I like to use to wake me up in the morning and to put me to sleep at night. That's my regimen for flour.
Yeah.
Or if I'm, you know, menstrual cramps, that's my go-to. But yeah, I try to stay away from it during the day, during business hours. But hey, yeah.
Our food is here, y'all. Our food is here.
Thank you.
Thank
These plates are really hot.
you. That is hot. Like second degree burn.
Yeah, 4.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
I gotta get the full vision.
I'm telling you, I don't have them all the time, but they are the best. You be like, ooh, why can I go eat Mexican and I'm come to Coco's first. You don't go nowhere else. And look, Coco's is one of those restaurants, like if you eat them, you will never eat Taco Bell again.
Oh.
Y'all shouldn't be eating that anyway.
Oh, do you hear about them wings?
Why Taco Bell got that?
Here you go.
Thanks, Zara.
You're welcome. Can I get you anything else or y'all good?
You good.
Alright, thank you.
Like, I don't know about all that.
How do you Taco There's nothing like authentic Mexican
I
food.
know. That's what I'm saying. Once you have it, you're not gonna eat something like that.
Chimichanga, which is good. That's good. Steak chimichanga.
First thing is rice and beans. I eat this every
Makes
day.
me happy.
It's all green. All pretty good, she said. I ordered the steak basically yesterday.
So it's gonna be real interesting during carnival season this season.
But
I just want to say they're gonna regulate it.
Oh yeah.
You know?
So I really want to go to the zoo ball this year. And go to the parade.
Mm-hmm.
They're changing all the routes. And then they don't have enough police officers to police these parades either.
They have a shortage everywhere.
Do you want to do like this?
So I'm like, how is this supposed to work?
Like a birthday?
I don't
so
know.
like this big.
Just by itself. Okay.
I will do.
See, y'all, Canada Nurse Kimmy isn't from down here.
I'm not.
Tell people where you're from, Kimmy.
Oh, thank you.
I am from DMV, Northern Virginia, right outside of DC, born and raised. And my husband is from down here. And we relocated, and now I'm here. And I absolutely love it. Don't get me wrong, I miss home.
And I have the.
I did not miss the blizzard they just had. It looked pretty from the pictures my mom sent, but hey, I don't miss shoveling nothing. My body is adjusted to wearing shorts in January. Because the weather down here is bipolar right now, but it's so much warmer. So I love it.
Same thing.
How many years have you been down here now?
Let's see, this is 2022. It'll be 4 years in April.
My listeners do know kind of why I live in cannabis, but you want to tell your
What
story?
they answer you, then you
What
can say.
pushed you
You can
to
say what you think.
want to be like, yeah, I'm about to support this plant?
So, to go back to the jab conversation, I'm a pediatric nurse. I've been a pediatric nurse for 20 years. I've worked for large institutes, Children's National in Washington, D.C. I worked for Kaiser Permanente in Atlanta, Kaiser Permanente in Virginia, and one of the biggest pediatric practices in Northern Virginia. I was recently let go because I did not want to get the jab for my job. I, went through the process of getting a religious exemption, denied. And so I was put in a position where I gotta work. I gotta do something for my family. And so I was like, all right, I'm in the cannabis space. What can I do to use cannabis as a leverage for people? So I took the CAN-SUN course last year, did some research, got my head in the books, became a medical cannabis nurse, and here I am. So I've been led into a different, more holistic direction. Still sticking with pediatrics, so definitely look for me to, later on down the road, have eventually a pediatric line of CBD products, because at the end of the day, nobody wants their kids on ADHD medication, anxiety meds, when there's something out there that's more natural that would help. So, just some things about me and goals I got in place for, my cannabis adventure.
I think you're gonna do awesome in the pediatric space. Simply because a lot of people don't focus on that. We're always thinking about like our elderly and adults and them use it.
Because that's why we
But
invest in it.
there are so many moms who want to let their children try
So
it,
now,
because they got epilepsy, like you said, ADHD, things like that. But they don't have that person that they could trust medically, who now won't report them to CVS, and they can have these real conversations with. So I know you're gonna thrive, when you do that. I know you will.
Being a pediatric nurse for 20 years and seeing doctors write prescriptions for every ADHD medication under the sun over and over, I'm like, if you just threw some CBD in their diet and changed what they ate,
He's the one that's kind of really
give them out a good 90 days.
Right.
Oh my gosh, the improvements you'll see. And I've had some close to home patients that have
We're gonna grow.
pediatric patients that have passed away from, epilepsy, not epilepsy, but from brain cancer.
Find the right people.
Things like that. And it's like, had you had that cannabis medicine to stop those seizures, that a better way of life. So,
Well,
got some things in the works. So I'm just gonna let the universe and the the ancestors take it from here. Just use me.
Everything will fall into line.
right now she's good and confident.
Every nurse has a story,
And I think it's
and I think that's what brings cannabis nurses together. They had to come from somewhere. We all started off somewhere as a nurse,
Right.
and cannabis has, brought us together for us to be not just better people, but better nurses. I've got an alternative to what you're doing.
Right.
Let me see. Always important to have choices. Medicine isn't something that's exact, neither is science, but we all can partake in, just making it better for everyone. So I'm full.
Yeah, that's
I was thinking that too. I'm like, okay, I didn't barely eat anything.
I'm full of mud.
Well, why am I so full?
But it's so good.
It is good.
So what you got coming down the pipe?
Oh my God.
What about your
Cannabis and tasting guys.
Everything's good.
Oh, good. Okay. Canna influencer course.
I'm a kind of influencer course.
because you own
I think that's so cool.
I'm excited about it. I'm still waiting for, I guess, like an approval to get it listed on this particular website. So it's kind of like my goal right now. Like I need it on this website because I think it would like help propel it to the next level. But I think that I'm gonna focus on like growing my podcast as well. It's so crazy. I wasn't into podcasts before, but like all I do is listen to podcasts now.
We need more of us doing podcasts.
We need more of us who's comfortable with talking about weed doing podcasts.
Definitely.
And I
Being a
just,
mom, being a nurse,
all
being
of that.
auntie, sister, mother, friend, just being in that space with other comfortable people is always a plus.
Especially as a mom. I feel like a lot of moms probably feel like
together.
I'm a bad mom.
I'm a bad mom. Like,
No.
And we find out.
I set my children down and I was honest with them. And I also made it very clear that I'm not going to stop smoking for anybody.
That's right.
So y'all need to understand. This is who your mama is.
Yep.
My daughter, she's like, where you going? I'm going to take my medication. I'll be back in 20. I'll be right back. But I think that more moms need to be made comfortable because I kind of did go through a guilt period.
I think all moms go through that.
But it's like, why are you guilty about it? You're not harming nobody. You're not harming yourself.
Right.
If anything, it's helping you be more productive, giving you more clarity. If you're dealing with anxiety, depression, it's helping you kind of stay more in that moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you shouldn't feel bad about it. And it's so crazy because I'm a late bloomer. I wasn't 12 years old smoking weed,
Me neither.
I did try a couple times as a teenager, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm like, this is a part of my day. This is a part of who I am. Definitely was a late bloomer.
Then tell me you feel better.
So it's just been an experience, all of it. I'm kind of drunk and a little, not drunk, but a little tipsy. In my
She be helping you.
meditation, medication.
Glad you didn't get the blue one.
I'm gonna have to come get a blue one when BJ gonna have to come meet you in Grave for dinner. So he can be driving and be like, I need 3 of the blue ones.
Not 3, wait.
Just
Man
keep them
down.
coming. Just keep them coming.
But yeah, I can't wait to link up with some of the other nurses we got to meet at the conference and see what they're doing.
I'm so sorry.
It's interesting to watch after the conference how everything just kind of blew up for everybody.
I know. I love to hear what all nurses in this space are doing because it's so many different things you can do. Like I said, as opposed to like you go to school, you learn what they tell you, and like, okay, so then you're like, okay.
To your job.
But like cannabis is like a whole other world. Like you could get into consulting, and that could be one part of you, but it could be like you have your own product line, or you building like your own type of company within cannabis. You get into ancillary. It's so many different things you could do, and still incorporate the nursing side of it. Because I always think that that's gonna always be like our
That's gonna be our fallback.
because like, oh, but you're a nurse, so you never know what you're talking about.
Right.
You know what you're talking about.
The most trusted profession still is nursing.
Really?
Get you
After
a nurse.
20 years?
I don't care what pandemic we go through. Y'all still trust us.
Right.
We're gonna tell you. But yeah, I think once Louisiana gets regulated to where it's recreational, I think they'll be a little more lenient about being able to grow yourself.
Right.
That's what happened in Virginia. They were medical first, and then they came around and was like, oh, we can grow 4 plants.
While it was still just medical? Or they waited till after it
They waited
became
till after it became
adult?
recreational, where you can allow plants. And I think also with GC as well, so you can't buy anything. Everything is like through their I-9 program or it's a gift.
I see, like they call them a collective?
Something like that. Right. So yeah. We'll see what Louisiana needs to do, but they're there, but they're still way behind the curve.
Yeah, definitely behind. Because even with the medical program, I think they had the medical program like it was legalized or whatever, but they didn't do that for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. So you legalize it, great, but
it sounds like New Jersey though. Because what y'all
you have 8 in
I
that.
remember that.
dispensaries for an entire state. I don't know.
Remember,
And they're spread out.
we come to the office.
Each parish, I'm not even say each parish because what they have, New Orleans, Houma, Shreveport, of course Baton Rouge, Monroe,
Lafayette area.
Lafayette, maybe Lake Charles.
I think so.
So it's like, what happened to the people like that's in like the Napoleonvilles and the Pierre Parks and these
We're
little
like stuck in
these
between.
deep places, that they can't. It take an hour to get to one of these dispensaries.
Right.
So I can see why they say that more pharmacists should be open to, being able to dispense. But then at the same time, it's like Tony, who had another good point, was maybe it should be places who like maybe they own a pharmacy, but the pharmacist isn't always there because the pharmacist has to be on site
Right.
to dispense. So if the pharmacist is not there, call them sick today. I mean, if you have flour, you ain't getting it today.
That's where nursing can come in and help.
The nurse practitioners, right? Some type of way, right?
The whole thing about it is it's still a Schedule 1. There's only so much you can do with the regulations. And it goes back to the regulatory guidelines. What you gonna let us do?
Right.
What if you gonna let us do anything?
You can't judge me if you never been.
A nurse can't go back and be a pharmacy tech unless they go to school. A pharmacy tech can't be a nurse unless they go back to school.
Right.
But the nurse has education of the endocannabinoid system to where they can consult and, be a bud tender.
Right. And that's what I'm thinking. It should be the bud tenders. That should be a nurse. Because if you hand me my prescription and I'm like, well, I have a question,
And you talking about something.
and you're like,
You need somebody to help you. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to know.
you're supposed to know these things.
You just recommended this strain for me. Why?
Yeah, but you gotta ask somebody. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I get you want to make it $80, but at my expense, you're not.
But you know what? Probably if the nursing board was more aggressive and stepped up, then maybe nurses would be more respected. And to say that they're gonna have cannabis questions on NCLEX,
They need to start teaching it.
and the nursing board isn't still doing anything. I mean, that's a problem. That's definitely a problem.
I don't know of anyone who has taken the nursing boards recently, but I have seen people say, hey, there are some cannabis questions on here.
And so if you're not telling them anything about cannabis, because we know because we love it.
Right.
But if you don't, if you don't care about it, you're not gonna know.
Right.
You know. So if if it's not of interest to them, and you give them these questions, and what if that's the question to make you fail your boards?
Girl.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you're ready to, like, you know,
You
only
got
got one question
you're
left?
like, I'm about to click this, I hope it cut off, and the thing says, so your picture comes in with a description.
And then complaining of hyperemesis.
How do you compare this and that? What percentage of cannabinoids are in this medication? Like, do you know how to read a label? Did they teach you at the pharmacy?
Right.
They just gave you a prescription.
Or something even as simple as your patient comes in high. What would you recommend them do to kind of bring their high down?
A, eat.
Okay.
B, drink milk. C, counteract with CBD.
Right.
4, shower. What
But I
what are you
mean,
doing?
if you don't know these things,
We're about to fill your board.
and then it's like, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
Who are teaching these cannabis related courses in nursing school?
You're not even teaching it. Then they do have regulations out saying they're supposed to be teaching it. So the question is why? Yep.
And then the farther along we get in this space, what regulations and certifications are going to be needed for those who want to educate others or who are nurses? It's only going to be for so long that the ACNA and all these related groups are going to say, well, now you're going to be required to do CEUs or required to do this, or you're going to need to be an RN and a nurse practitioner. What's coming down the pike for nurses?
And I'm going to say this, if that is the case, like, you know, you have to be this, and this to truly be considered a cannabis nurse. But what if you aren't, you know, a bachelor's degree nurse and everything, but you've been doing it for 3-4 years? So that their rules discredit who you've been all this time? I mean, it shouldn't be there. You know, they really should have been at the front of this from the very beginning. Because you can't come in, you know, and tell me 5 years later, oh, well, you know, Shonda, I know your situation, but you can't be a cannabis nurse. I'm like, what are you talking about? What you mean? I am cannabis.
I represent everything.
I am cannabis. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Sit down somewhere. You can't tell me who to be after all this time.
Right.
When I was asking you who I should be, or what I should be doing, or just some type of guidance, you know?
No.
Come on, full, and I'm tipsy.
I'm about to eat this taco though, it's fat. Maybe if I eat at it. I mean, it's on my hand. But I'm ready for this taco truck for real.
See, you said it again, so you're really, really ready for the...
Somebody, I don't know if you saw this post.
What?
Somebody posted something about a food truck in Gray.
A food truck part? So is it open?
They ain't got but one food truck.
Oh, girl.
I guess they're just trying to get it out there because they have like 7 or 8 posts, like little sections where you can put your food truck.
Okay.
It's not hard to make tacos. I'm not claiming to be like some exotic Mexican taco maker. What?
But you can make these.
I can make some guacamole. I can make this.
You can make guac. Because you made that guac the other day. You sent me those pictures.
Yo.
And I'm like, I need to learn how to make some guac. I made it once, but it wasn't like, you know, how it tastes when you come here. It just was like, I took some avocado and I bought the little seasoning pack. That's why I went wrong, huh?
My best friend is Colombian.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, her mom would make some amazing empanadas. Stuff with beef, rice, onions. She had me in that kitchen folding girl. And then she had this green verde spicy sauce that went with it. Oh, it was so good. And I think I could duplicate that. So we have empanadas, tacos, guac, and pre-rolls.
I'd be there every
And
day.
some margaritas to go. We're in a state where you can legally take your alcohol on the go.
Yeah.
So yeah. Pull up to the taco truck. I'm gonna speak that into existence.
I'm gonna be pulling up to that taco.
And we will have more than 2 strains. Cannabis.
They got them.
Like 8. I went through 8.
I want them all. Put it all in a bag.
Thank you.
This is my 2.5 ounces for the next 2 weeks.
That's a shame. They can be ashamed of themselves.
It's crazy.
You gonna tell me that I can get this amount, but y'all don't have it to get.
But you don't even have it again. So now what?
They definitely have to reconvene because they're gonna need to figure out supplier wise. Because if LSU and Southern are growing, that's great. That ain't gonna be enough.
I'm wondering, but I guess they don't. I thought that, even though, like, say they have the main contracts, that they were subcontracting out. So it looks like LSU did subcontract to Good Day Farms,
Okay.
and it looked like Southern subcontracts to Alera, Holistic.
Okay.
And I understand that, but I figured they would have just, like, subcontract to, like, even smaller people, like, get a lot of people to work for y'all.
Wow.
Instead of one, I don't know.
I know what I do want to do within the near future. Is to go to a farm, a CBD, a head farm, whatever, and just see how it's run. Like what goes into it. So like, yeah, I know how to, throw some dirt together, some seeds and roast it, but I mean like, what actually goes into an actual farm? That's like acreage.
And you know what? See the hemp farm that's close to us? Their products are in a dispensary.
Interesting.
Right. Isn't it? Isn't it?
I know they ain't got that many acres.
But their
They got
products.
some acres.
Y'all, Kimmy got me drunk.
I
can't,
did,
I,
I swear.
I can't blame it on her though. I should have known my limits. It
That's
tastes so
not
good
good.
though. I know.
It makes me happy. Not just the marijuana, but margaritas too.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good combination. Marijuana, margaritas. You get no better than that. And then when the munchies kick in, you have authentic Mexican food.
Telling you, the taco food truck. What are we doing? Okay, 2024. Taco food truck.
So y'all out there, any topics that you want to hear us talk about, let us know. Are there any questions you ever want us to answer? Let us know.
We are on social media, all over social media.
Right. Probably as our marijuana margarita / margaritas and marijuana grow, we'll probably end up doing an Instagram page for it maybe, huh?
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we want y'all to tune in and be interactive, and I'm sure sometimes me and Kimmy will have some guests.
Yes, field trips.
Definitely the field trip is probably gonna be our next one.
That sounds like a plan.
I think the field trip, and we can't tell y'all what the field trip is.
Y'all have to tune in.
Y'all don't have to tune in, but it's going to be a fun field trip. I think it's gonna be cool. And if you do, what?
Girl, April 23rd and 24th, they're having a cannabis convention. I won't say, I think it's the Broccoli Fest in DC. I don't think it's cool. Mom, I'm coming home for 2 days. But they have a nice lineup. Weed Maps will be there. Some other people. I haven't been to one yet. I haven't been to a broccoli fest.
So do they like they have vendors out there?
Vendors, music, food. Remember,
Because it's legal there, right? So they got vendors.
vendors.
Ooh.
So yeah. I definitely have to look at the lineup for this year. I would love to go to Vegas for
I know. We keep talking about we want to go to Vegas this year. Fuck festival, but you know.
I definitely want to go to the next cannabis cup.
Me too.
I don't even want to go. I just want to go for the experience first. I'm gonna experience all this first, and then I can go back and be, the next year. Okay, I'm here for this, but
So if I would have hit, I wanted to have my 40th at this place in Las Vegas,
nice.
and it's a consumption lounge. I do.
Yeah, just one?
You taking a walk?
I can get y'all to go contain for the walk.
That'll be great. I'll take a walk.
Okay.
But they're a consumption lounge, and of course I had to hit a few weeks before my birthday, so we never made it out there. But they had the name of them is Nuwu, like Nuwu.
Okay.
So they had like how they got the cannabis cup. They did a Nuwu cup at I guess it was like the end of December, beginning of January. Had vendors out there, pre-rolls, flour,
Oh, nice.
rips, all of.
Oh.
Oh my God, I should have been there, So even if you don't make a cannabis cup, is the point. There are like other things
smaller.
that do like the same thing, but I feel you. I want to go to cannabis cup so bad.
Just to have experience.
Yes. I was a hemp cup judge last year.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't go anywhere. Like they send it to your house, and I did a review video. It was a big old box, say hemp cup, and I'm like, why would they send it like that? What if they would have stole my box?
Right. Hello. Discreet packaging.
But you have like, I want to say, let's just say 20 to 30, because I can't really different products inside the box. So they send you like vapes, flour,
Edibles,
gummies,
tinctures.
all of that.
Oh,
This is the
wow.
yes. And let me tell you, because I ask you what you like. You like to do edibles. I'm a smoker. Like I don't know. I'm just a smoker. So I'm just getting into tinctures and gummies and things like that. Like the last few months, really, honestly, especially like we're doing the reviews. But when I tried those gummies in that cup box,
Yeah, do your
I'm like, where have you been all my life?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Perfect introduction to being a cannabis influencer.
Yeah.
Like people who are just starting out in the cannabis space, like, all right, don't know where I want to go, but I like to try shit.
Right.
Definitely. That's pretty cool.
And that's the thing about my cannabis influencer course, y'all. If you just want to try stuff, if you like a product whore like myself, being a cannabis influencer is the way to go. Because they send you stuff.
I love free stuff.
I love free stuff.
Tribe Tokes sent me a nice little box. I didn't ask for it, but they sent me
you a
one.
bag? Oh my God.
To try my my CBD vape cartridges.
See?
So I'm gonna have to get on and do my little review for them. But yes, lock into that influencer.
And plus it's
class.
fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun to be able to either try the products, but then you do it.
You want me to put it right here for y'all?
Oh yeah,
that's fine.
Thank you.
So yeah. It's been a great episode.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Full,
I'm full.
happy.
I got this meme of Tommy Chung. I would love to meet them. Cheech Chung. And you can tell he's so high on the picture, but it says, I'm high, I'm home, I'm happy.
I know that's right. The best place to be in home, in your home, and happy.
So what do you see for the future of Margaritas and Marijuana?
Yo, this once a month is amazing. I can't wait till we start to branch out. Like I said, I like the field trip idea.
Me too.
But yeah, I think this is a great way to get others involved. Even if they just want to sit and chat with us, hear us talk about ins and outs of cannabis. Right now it's people are like, oh my gosh, it's booming, it's booming. No, we are still at ground zero.
Girl, we at ground -0.
Like, I'm gonna be 80 years old, taking bong hits with my husband, and
can you imagine
looking
that?
back and like, yeah, look at these 30 and 40-year-olds running the game.
Right.
I paved the way.
They just going in there and buying weed like it's milk.
Right. There's a weed aisle in the grocery store.
They don't even have to worry about the plug. They are the plug.
Exactly. It'll get there, but for now, we just gotta be those pioneers and keep them moving.
I think it's kind of dope to be a pioneer, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to look back on this, like, 5 years from now and be like, I was in the grassroots of that.
Very much so.
I'm part of why this is here. I think that is so cool.
And it's not because of my love of cannabis. It's, a reason, but because it's changed my living, my habits, my eating habits, my holistic approach to life. I don't want to be taking Tylenol and Motrin for menstrual cramps.
Right.
Give me the Northern Lights.
One of the best strains ever.
And let me go sit in my room for an hour and get myself right. I'll be good.
And I think that's what's gonna really start to just change things. The more people who use it, not to just say, "Oh, I'm getting high," but like they're really using it for purpose, and they start advocating for it. Like you said, start saying this helps you.
Right. Don't be afraid to say this might help.
Because a lady walked into the dispensary, and she had to be. I'm just guessing. I don't like to judge me by look on the age, but if I had to guess, she was in her 70s.
I know that's right.
And old girl knew she wanted, okay? So that wasn't her first time walking in.
I theology because
I know what I want, and I need the RSO, and I'm like, okay.
Rick Simpson oil for those who don't know.
Rick Simpson oil. Tell them about Rick Simpson oil real quick, Kim.
Oh, girl. So Rick Simpson is not a scientist, not medical affiliate, just a Joe Schmo. And he created this vape oil for pain and cancer. I think mainly cancer. And he's just
he may not be a doctor, but he has
he
saved
didn't
many lives.
save so many lives.
He saved a lot of lives.
Like just figuring out the components of the oil and vape and how to use it. Again, do your own research. But you can Google how to make it. You can Google where to find it. You can see what it's used for. But it's being able to grow your own medicine is where it's at. Period.
And that's my thing. Like they really need to give people that option. Like it's not gonna mess with their market.
Not at all.
Because I've heard stories of people in California. Yeah, they grow. But guess what? They still go to the dispensary because you just want to try something different sometimes. So
and they have that luxury of having 3,429 million strains in the dispensary. You can be like, oh, it's like going to total lines. You can just walk up and down the aisle and get what you want.
Kimmy, I'm not a jealous person. I'm jealous of them people.
You're making us look bad.
I'm jealous of y'all because y'all got heaven at y'all fingertips.
Y'all don't even know.
Don't even appreciate what y'all got. That you would just be like, you know what? I get off at 5. I pick me up a pre-rolls. Let me get that now.
I go get my margaritas and tacos and sit on my porch.
That's right. That's what I look forward to that day.
Oh, yeah.
To still, like, going to the dispensary, prices are reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm in Louisiana? I want that now.
Thank you. Put it in the brown bag for me. Going home.
Give them pre-rolls. Give them all of that.
Now it's crawfish season. What?
Oh, my goodness. You know what? We're going to have to do one of our margarita and marijuana sessions having crawfish.
Okay, so we can do that, but I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
I'm bougie.
You wear gloves?
Oh, I'm not that bougie.
Okay. Jane wear gloves.
Oh.
Like,
I
my fingers.
I don't suck the head. I ain't got down like that yet. You got to teach me how to crack them again and eat them again because I've only done it like 2 or 3 times.
God, y'all
My
gonna
little
have to
one,
do
my
a
4-year-old,
session. Knows how to feel because he got it. He said this is something boy inside of him.
Even my daughter.
She good with feeling too.
I forgot. I only did it like 2 or 3 times. But yeah,
Y'all, we're gonna do a session with Margaritas and with Kim eat crawfish. Yeah.
I've had to adapt after moving down here. I said I had to adapt. Don't get me wrong, I love seafood, so that wasn't a problem. But yeah, I was like, turkey necks, what? Like I used to cook turkey necks in my dreams. Okay, perfect.
But not eat them like
no, they was like, yeah,
we ball them. Corn and potatoes and sauce. You know what? Y'all know.
I love
But it's good, huh?
It's so good.
I know.
Especially when it got that right kick to it. What? And I'm such a starch person. I eat potatoes all day.
Yeah.
All day. But we had cannabis in the mix. It makes everything wonderful.
That's why we're definitely, when we do the crawfish one, we're gonna have to have some cannabis. I don't know if we're gonna go sit in the park and be like,
oh, you got a card? Wait.
oh yeah, I got a card. I'm
Getting
legal.
like you.
We're
Coming down the
illegal.
pike.
And this is my thing with being a legal medicinal patient here. And
Yes.
I'm looking for the camera. Is this. Just like you can't tell me what time of day to take my blood pressure medicine.
You can't tell me what
You
time
can't
to
tell
take
me
my
what time of day
cannabis.
to take my cannabis.
Not at all.
I might have to smoke my cannabis at 12 o'clock noon, wherever I'm at. Because I'm on a schedule.
To
So,
refocus. That's what
Hey.
I'm gonna do.
hey,
So yes, crawfish and cannabis.
crawfish and, oh, we're going to have to call it that. Crawfish and cannabis edition.
Yeah. Darn it, Sandra. So we didn't like plan out our next 6 months.
Right? So just so if we did that, just know that we're coming with more. We're coming with more
content
Yes.
and just our love for the plant.
Because I love Mary Jane. Like I am in love with that plant. Yeah.
That plant has helped more than it's harmed. It's
Yes.
put it that way.
Changed lives. Definitely. Changed my life in the most unexpected way, but I am grateful.
Definitely.
Yeah. So Kim, let people know how to find you.
So, to find me, Canna Nurse Kimmy, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram under both of those, I'm on TikTok, Canna Nurse Kimmy. You can find me. Just got any questions, just want to know about this or that.
Give them your email address too.
Canna Oasis Solutions @gmail.com. Again, if you go click on my Instagram website, there's a link there that will bring you to my Canna Oasis company where you can schedule a pop consult, plant over pills.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yes.
I really
So
do.
it's a free 15-minute consult if you just want more information about cannabis, how to use it, how to get started with getting your card. Any state, doesn't matter. Definitely look into that. I got some other things coming to the website soon. And definitely doing some promoting for some different CBD companies as well. So got a lot coming down the pike.
Yeah. Exciting.
Exciting, yeah. Because 6 months ago this wasn't in petition, and now it is.
Yep. So the best is yet to come.
It sure is.
And of course, make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast, The Gypsy Garden. And it's called The Gypsy Garden because we talk about everything.
I see. Girl, we can talk about jab, Mexican food, the taco truck.
Everything. That's the
BMF.
garden is about. The garden, we're planting seeds. And hopefully that seed, grows in your mind of a garden. And I don't know, something we say, it sparks something within you.
Yeah.
It's a part of the podcast. I can be found on Instagram, the 420 Nurse, DA. I guess Facebook, Shonda Broom, but contact me on Instagram. Take my Canna influence, of course.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Take it.
Kim is doing great. So take my Canna influence, of course. And what else? What is it? I don't know. Am I forgetting something?
But she's
So just make sure y'all subscribe to this
Just subscribe.
podcast.
Start
And you're gonna
here.
start here. Because all our links are in the caption. So start here, click our links, and then it's gonna take you wherever you're meant to go.
Right. Right. There is something for everyone.
Something for everybody.
But-
It doesn't matter if you're a cannabis influencer, a cannabis nurse.
I just want to know about cannabis.
Yeah.
Or a mom who uses, or a mom who wants to, possibly try cannabis for their child. Please reach out to Kim. Because I know there are a lot of moms out here who are just looking for alternatives, healthy alternatives for their children. And that's why I love that you're a pediatric nurse. Because I don't know a lot of
I'm not going
pediatric
to tell you
nurses.
to take your child on the ADHD medicine right now. I'm not telling you that. But there are other alternatives that are better suited for children and younger kids that are still going through brain development. So
Right.
just finding the right people, the right connections.
Right. I definitely think we have to make our Instagram or at least an email address
Oh,
soon.
yeah.
Because in case people ask questions, and in the next episode we
can
touch
answer
on
them.
those questions. So make sure y'all at least go to our
Our social media
our
links, check
social
us
media
out.
and drop a question under any one of our photos or posts.
We'll see it.
And we'll see it. Bring it back
We'll
here.
see it.
So yeah, margaritas and marijuana. It's been great, and thank y'all for tuning in. And until next time, have a margarita for us. Bye, y'all.